Well, the next stage, if they go to Washington next week, then extending the talks. But we're not really going to get a full and final deal before the 1st of March. So that means the next debate is how long the talks then go on for, extended by another 60 days, extended by another 90 days, in order to get the fully comprehensive deal that Trump and Xi can then sign off on. And that's what everyone's waiting for.
Miranda, nobody expects an overarching deal to happen just overnight, but it has been months now. What exactly, in your mind, is the big overarching sticking point right now? Is it the transfer, the forced transfer of intellectual property? Is it the idea that we could see perhaps certain items on these tariff lists and not others? What do you think could move these talks forward in a substantial way?
Well, basically, it's all the verification mechanisms. It's not so much China can promise a lot of things on IP protection. It rushed through the foreign investment law right before these talks, so giving foreign companies better rights in China, protecting IP, not doing forced transfers, etc. But of course, because of all the stuff which has happened since the China joined the WTO, no one really trusts that these are actually going to be implemented. So what mechanisms the US can put in place and that China will agree to is arguably going to be the biggest factor, because it's really hard. I mean, China accepting US investigators going into its own companies, really tough for them to agree to that.
In your opinion, are these trade negotiations generally positive, or do they have a ways to go?
Well, the thing is, the trade can probably get agreed fairly quickly. You can get, China can import more semiconductors, more soybeans, balance off the trade deficit. That can be done quite easily. But to be honest, it's the longer term issues, because the US still wants to target Chinese technology. We've seen sort of moves on the auto market as well as in things like the communications equipment. So you've now got China being a national security threat, a technological competitor, and on what the US sees as nicked IP. That's a longer term issue, and to be honest, that's going to take many years to resolve. It's not even if we get a trade deal, we're still going to get targeted measures there, I think.